Welcome to Gary's Coin Channel. Today we're going to do a quick hunt of bank rolls Lincoln cents. These rolls you really don't know what you're going to get. I've actually had some nice assortments of older wheat pennies, odd stuff, uncirculated proof pennies. Here's one from the last roll I hit, 71S, San Francisco. Has a proof-like finish. It could be proof. Just wanted to show you what does come out of these rolls. And I'm going to open it up live. Just pull the tab out of the side. I just use a knife. Kind of grab the corner, being careful not to scratch the coin. Pull it back. Just get it unwrapped. There we go. I'll leave the other one here. Alright. I said this one's from the last roll I did. I'm going to put that aside in my area where I got to look over stuff. So as you can see, you have a nice blend of new and old. I don't like to pick them out. I just kind of go for what's on top. Here we have a 92 Philly. It's got the wide AM. It's a nice shape. It's just not a highly desirable coin. That over there. 87. The zinc. Nothing weird. Some of these mid to late 80s end up with some nice cut errors. Not that one. Not today. We got a 76 copper. Yeah, nicer shape. Don't see any major errors. Nothing at all. A little scuffing. A nice coin. See if we can zoom in a little bit. I'm having a hard time seeing this. Maybe if I'm just trying to make my view bigger. There we go. So I can see the coin. My apologies. Alright. That's a little better. Alright. Back to it. 69 Denver. Found a couple with the floating roofs on here. Yeah, this one's not. It's a nice coin, but nothing special. We move that out of the way a little bit. There we go. Sometimes this software is hard to get a grip on. That's a nice copper cent. We got here 04 zinc. Typical dirt stains. Nothing special. 1890. And again, common zinc. 17 Philly. Muddy. Nothing special. I got a 93. I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna find one with the wide AM on a 93. I know it's not listed as one that should be looked for, but I'm gonna find one someday. Not here. Anyone else do that? Let me know. I mean, I don't weigh every 85 penny to see if it's 3 grams or what have you, but you never know. That's how those mistakes happen. 2013 Shield special, a 93, another 93. Yeah, it's a close AM. One day I'm gonna turn one over and go, oh, there's a wide. Not today. 73 Philly, nice toning. Nothing special. Like to keep an eye out on these early 70s for any kind of doubling. Yeah, the 72s are common. Not common, but they do have some nice doubling. Another 73. It's showing you the these bankrolls are not all brand new pennies. I mean, you got a lot of copper. 23. And I'm just pulling them out as they go. At 22. And nothing going on. Let's see. I got a 21 with a nice split error on it. Across the VDB and the right side of the coin. I let it go too cheap, but this 80, it's got a little issue with the 0, but I don't think it's a doubling. Give that away. 88. Always look for the cuds on these mid to late 80s. You get quite a bit of them actually. Not today. It's because of the cheap cladding. But you get a nice cut on it. It makes it worth it. 2000. At the close AM. Nothing going on. 84. No cuts. There's a nice 67. Really clean looking coin. No real wear on it. It's just got some toning. If you look at my box I use is actually an old pack of cigarettes, and what's nice when you put the coin, say you want to check for rotated die, you kind of line it up and you can easily flip it. Now this to me, it doesn't look like a rotated die. Let me just get my peepers on it here. It's just slightly rotated. It's a slight tilt to it. Nothing severe. Nice looking coin. But I'm going to put it in my pile that I do pack up and sell by the pound for hunters and collectors and copper people. Want to melt them, but I put them in there. It's probably the coin's probably 5 or 10 cents, but I throw it in my bulk copper. 87. No cuts. And an ugly. Oh, it's a wheat. I said you never know what you get. This is a wheat, but it's ratty. I don't know if you can pull a date off it. And it looks like a 56. I'm just gonna put it aside and check it out later. It looks like one of those old pond coins. You know, laying in a pond for many years. 17 trash coin. Yeah, I get wheats, typically one, maybe two every roll of these bank rolls. And they're from, you can see that. I'll zoom in a little bit. Just show you what this is. My dirty tray. It's NF string, Harrisburg, PA. And they're sealed up. My guess is it's just a big vat of pennies that they get and kind of roll them up, and then nobody's really looked through them, which is nice. You know, I've gotten some nice. I've actually gotten Indian head pennies, Indian heads from it. I do a lot of searching, and just close this box a little bit further. And you know, you can get the bank rolls that are, whatchamacallit, rolled up by folks returning coins, or you know, you actually, I've actually hit well with rolls of wheat pennies. Somebody returned. They must have had an old collection, and you know, a lot of wheats had that happen. 91. Back to the coins, which was, you know, kind of neat to see. But I've also had these bank rolls with 100% wheats in them, and they're brand new wrappers. You know, brand new. How did that happen? I don't know. A nice 68. A little bit of doubling on the rim. Yeah, it is a common thing. It's not a severe offset strike, but you know, it's got some nice mint toning to it. However, it goes into the you know, my bulk selling. I sell. I'm on eBay. I list them. I got 5-pound lots, and I throw everything in there. Actually, you know, this is the copper. I throw a lot of modern era coins. You know, something with a nice offset or what have you. Yeah, these are the 21s. You want to keep an eye out for. I'll use a pen. From the middle area here, right across the bust and through the VDB, and there's a break. It's like the coin itself is cracked. It's a common error, but they're fetching a lot of money. And I got snookered. I wasn't aware of the error. It was early on, and I said, oh, it's just nice cracked planchet, you know, cracked die. And I listed it. You know, I started off as $1, and talking too much. Some guy within 10 minutes, he said, "I'll give you $35. I'll give you." I said, "Well, you can't do that. It's against eBay's rules." I said, "I'll put it back as make an offer." He made an offer. I took the $35. It was a penny, right? Well, he turned around, listed it for $2.99. Wise guy. I mean, good for him. He got me, but you know, the amount I've actually seen more than one of that. I got a big pile of coins that I really need to go through, and I know there's another one in there. Here's another example of 58 wheat, and you saw me open the roll. This one, you could see the fluting in the wheat stalks. This one's actually in nice shape. That's a nice brown toning. Again, I don't see any issues with the coin. There's slight shadowing on that one, but you know, nothing severe, no big doubles or cracks or cuts. A nice coin, you could say. Yeah, 58. That goes in my wheat penny pot. I mean, for 50 cents from a bank, I got 2 wheats already. A couple of nice, you know, nice grade copper. 2019. And you never know. You know, I'm doing this live. I mean, sometimes I have to like fall off my chair and say, "Oh, look at that." But no, it's not happening yet. And 58 was nice. It's you know what, a quarter, 10 cents. It's actually a better grade, very fine. Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to sell it for a quarter, but you know, it's probably worth that. 95. Nothing special about that coin. 16. And the same roll had a 58 and a 16. There's a 71 with a dent on the bottom right at 4 o'clock. That could be PMD, probably. But you know, nice toning and an odd dent. Sometimes I turn them up on the side. See, yeah, it's definitely, it's been whacked by something. Nothing special. 2018. Nothing going on. 84. Nothing going on. Another 84. They were stuck together. It's hard for me to really inspect these coins. Now I'm looking for major issues. I'm gonna go for a little shadow. I'm really tired of that. You know, you see folks say, "Oh, that looks like that ST's got a little machine doubling on it. Let's try to sell it for $50." You know, no, I don't play that game. 22. It's got to be a clear error, or you know, something from the mint. 11. It's like you're pulling teeth. I have no interest in that. Somebody questioning it. It's like, you know, it's a heavy grease strike, or it's something that strike through errors. You know, or cracks. You know, die cracks. 78. Nice shape. It's worn out though. It's got a nice mint toning, but the building is worn out. So this could be a little bit of a grease issue on the 78. Is it worth listing it? I'm gonna send it off. Goes right into my copper bulk, which it did. Just dropped it in there. 2020 deterioration at the top. And zinc. I mean, I tell you, worst thing they ever did was make these zinc pennies. 16. I spent too much time looking at that. There's nothing there. 13. And another 20. Really? Zinc crud on the back. 17. And there's not a die crack. It's probably just so staining. Horrible. Yeah. I guess someday they're all going to tone down nice, but I think for the most part, any kind of cladding that goes away or becomes compromised from the zinc below is just going to be, you know, ugly mess someday. It's a real shame. 91. I'm looking at this too hard. I don't know why. Oh, I got to offset. Here we go. That's what it is. All right. A lot of times you're looking at through bank rolls and Say, why am I staring at it? And then you see it. Oh, there you go. 82, the large date. Got some odd staining on it. Just gonna turn the scale on quick just to verify. This is actually a 2.5 zinc. Doesn't have the zinc characteristics, but that's the, you gotta check the 82s. Not that they're worth anything, just don't put it in the copper pile. It goes in back to the bank pile. 07. And nothing going on. Now down to 4 more. 94. Nothing going on there. 06. That's sharp detail, but it's a 06. Actually, not bad. I was gonna start really separating the memorial pennies, especially when they're in better shape. This 06 is actually a good specimen, just to have, you know, for 20 years from now. You know, it's a sharp-looking coin, just to send it back to the bank. They're actually becoming harder to find in bank rolls. These memorials in good shape. This one's actually, I can see it as a very fine condition. And I picked it out with the nice strike with the hair, clean VDB, date is crisp, and the "In God We Trust, Liberty." It's got a little wood grain to it. It's actually a nice coin, but maybe I'll put it in my "let me check later" pile. Everybody's got one of them. You'd say, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna send it right back to the bank. I'm gonna check it out later. That's one of those. And just because. Here's an 06, same year. Look at this one. Eh? Oh, that's a Denver, but a perfect example. And the last one, 22. I haven't seen many mint errors with 22s. You know, 23 with your VDB, extra V. But there's a Denver coin, nothing special. A little scratch from his ear. I don't think that's a mint crack or, you know, die crack. Yeah, I ain't gonna bother with it. Okay, and that's it. And I got the other roll here. I'm gonna set that up for another video. If you did like my video, you know, hit me a thumbs up. I'll go through some of the other stuff I have. 99. I gotta go through some of my put asides. Hey, look at that double D on that 98. A nice one. Yeah, I'll list it. I gotta zoom in on that. Again, if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button. You know, give me a thumbs up. You don't have to subscribe, but if you do, you're gonna see more. And with that, I'll let you go and have a nice day. From Gary's Coin Channel. Take care.